It's what November is all about. You come out and we really didn't get a flow going the whole night, and part of it is my fault. Just really just trying to figure out lineups and what we're going to try to do there and there. And at this point in the year, you're really just trying to learn who can execute, what plays are really good for you right now. So I really killed the flow of the game, and but I think those are necessities in order for you to grow as a basketball team and try to figure it out, because we're not just a free flowing team. We're a team that really tries to execute and get our opportunities in that manner. And but you give UNCG credit. They were the aggressors tonight. I thought they had us on our heels. Um, a lot, and if we're going to be the team that we say we want to be, we have to learn how to come out and be the aggressor. We're not obviously the most athletic team, but we have some gifts where we're long, we're athletic, and then we're just trying to learn each other and just understand our tendencies and who can do what in certain situations. So we'll continue to get better. But again, I think that team's going to win a lot of basketball games in their league. So we'll take it and we'll continue to grow as a group.
Start with Paul again.
Kenny, can you tell us what the conversation was like in the locker room at halftime? There wasn't a whole lot of shots that were falling.
Yeah.
Did you all try to rally the troops, or do you let the ladies do that because they've been here?
Yeah, they've been here. They've been through it. We work on our craft so much during practices, and the kids come in, they get extra. They know shots will fall, and the only thing without even saying it, they know that you can't make a shot unless you take a shot. And so when you're going to take it, step up and be aggressive and confident. And but we really didn't say anything other than the shots will fall. Just keep shooting, shoot them. I think we were getting good looks. We were getting the looks that we wanted. But I think one of the things, Georgia came over to me during one of the stoppages of play, and she said it great. She said we have to make our own energy even when our shots aren't falling. We can't live off of the energy of shots falling in order for us to be good. And because there are going to be days like this, But I think what we proved tonight is that we don't have to live and die by the 3-point shot because we have such a stellar inside play with the way Liz played tonight.
You mentioned that you felt like you killed the momentum. Is that intentional to try to make them uncomfortable and see how they grow? Or?
No, it's intentional just because we have to grow, period, and we're still learning each other. Every day we come out, every practice we come out, I'm still learning these kids and who's going to be locked in, focused, who has a great mindset. And then just who can really execute the game plan the way we wanted it. And we got a little bit of a lead, and then I switched lineups because I wanted to see Clara and Liz together again. And we threw Karis Baker in there a little bit later on in the half. So it's just me also trying to figure it all out. So it's not intentionally to make things difficult for them. It's just intentional because we have to learn each other by playing different lineups.
Kenny, when the game's not going the way you would like it, how nice is it to have someone like Liz who you can throw it to and leave out in those situations?
I've said it once. I've said it twice. I'll say it as many times as you need me to say it. We are witnesses. We're blessed, and I just don't want anyone to take her greatness for granted. And she can go out and play, and she's one of the best players in the country. And watch her do what she does night in and night out. We're very fortunate that she's on our team, and it gives us a chance to be one of the elite programs in the country, because there are a lot of really good basketball teams that if you threw her on them, it would make them elite. And we're very fortunate that she's ours. So I praised her after the game. I thought she was really the only one that played with the intensity, the passion, the focus that we need in order for us to continue to get better. And everyone has to step up and match her intensity, her passion, and her focus. But I thought she was great tonight in a lot of areas, and not just because she put the ball in the basket.
I think Georgia missed her first 8 shots. Was it how they were defending her? Or
No.
Night, or?
Yeah, it wasn't even an off night. She's right there. All of her shots were back rim, a little bit to the side. And I told her, I said, keep shooting, and it looks good. If they were like air ball or wedge it in between the basket and the rim, or they just were totally off, I'd have been like, asking her what's wrong with her. But everything was back rim, front rim. You're going to have days like that, and I thought it was a really good test for her because she has to continue to be her. Whether the shot is going down or not, that's how much we have invested in her and what she can do. And I thought her demeanor didn't change. Her demeanor didn't change as far as her shot selection, or even just shooting the ball. That one of the things that and it's good. It's a really good test for her early, because she's got a lot on her shoulders right now. And not only just, hey, she has to score, she has to facilitate, she has to get everyone out on that floor. She's like the babysitter. And, when the younger players on the floor, she has to take care of them. And I didn't think she did a good job of that tonight. And I told her that. And but she can handle it, and she's going to have to handle it. Because in order for us to bring these kids along as quickly as we want to, she's going to have to be there, and she's going to have to set the tone, and so that everyone else plays and matches her intensity. And I don't think she did that tonight, and she understands that. She'll be the first one to text me and say, hey, can we watch film? And that's what I'll tell her, is that you need to set the tone, and she didn't do that tonight. Defensively, I thought she was very tentative, passive on the defensive end. The kid she was guarding had 25 points. Now, she wasn't guarding her the whole time. But I thought she could have set the tone by making it tough for Gamble to get easier shots.
You've now got these 2 games at the Cayman Islands before the big game at LSU. What do you need to see out of your team this week to get ready for the LSU trip?
Well, I'm not even thinking about the LSU trip. Kansas is a great opponent, and they're hungry. They're trying to prove that they should have been in the NCAA tournament last year. We would be a notch on the belt, so we have to make sure that they we match, or we go out and we're the aggressor. It's going to be a great game. But it's going to be like, when you go to a tournament like that, you have to be locked in. You have to be focused, because everything is off. Okay, you go there, you're at a beach resort, or you go there, you're playing in a ballroom. All right, you don't know what the floor is going to be like, what the surroundings are going to be like. So you have to be locked in. You have to be focused, and we're still trying to figure out who we are, but it's going to be a great test for us. It really is a great test for us, and we need to go down there, and it's going to be more of a mental test than probably a physical test. We're going to have to go, and we're going to play, and it's not an ideal situation. We play one game at 5 o'clock, and we turn around and play the next game at 11. And the only reason I didn't gripe too hard about it was because there was a very similar situation that happened to us last year in the ACC tournament, and where we had to play an evening game and turn around and play a very early game on the next day. And so, you try to use everything for preparation, and that's why we go and play this game. It's going to be a great field. LSU is going to be there. UVA is going to be there. UCLA, who's number 2 in the country, will be there. UConn will be there. So it's really good teams there. So it'll be, the great thing about that trip is that years past, we would have gone and we would have been the ones that were oohing and ahhing and looking and taking a peek at UConn and UCLA. But the great thing is I bet that they'll probably be taking a peek at us as well, to try to see how good we are. So it'll be a great trip for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Liz was in here and mentioned that in terms of the physicality, this was a good game to have before going down there to play Kansas and Tulane and LSU that might be more physical teams. What do you think about just that in terms of the physicality, and what do you expect to see from your team on Thursday or on Friday? Well,
I expect us to be a little bit more aggressive, and you look at her situation, you just marvel at what she does, while she endures the physicality that she does. It's just really hard to try to go out and do your job, and someone's always, I say cheap shots, and it's not cheap shots where they're trying to hurt somebody, but they're just trying to see what they can do to get away with, trying to push her off the block. And she never really complains about anything, just goes about her business, and she's playing extremely well right now. But, she will be the focal point. I know Kansas has a center who's really tall and blocks some shots, and she'll probably cause some problems for Liz, and then we'll go and play a little against a Tulane team that will probably play her differently. So within, I don't know what it is, probably 15-hour span, she's going to have to be ready to play against, both types of defenses. But everyone else is too. Georgia, I don't know what they're going to do with Georgia. I haven't seen Kansas yet, other than I watched them on TV one game just as a fan. But that's why you do it. It's why you play these games. There's so many people think that, you go there just so that you can, go to the Cayman Islands and it's pretty and it's all that kind of stuff. It is great competition at those places. And when we go, we barely get to see the beach, so it's not like okay, but it's great competition. So we'll use this to our advantage to be able to play against, great teams and see how they are going to play them, because we're going to have to be ready for anything that they throw at us and our future opponents as well.
You mentioned that it was necessary for you to kind of tweak stuff and move stuff around and try to figure stuff out. Did anything stand out to you? What do you feel like you took away from doing that?
That Liz played really well, and we got her the ball where we needed to get it to her. And it's not that, I just think that we didn't play as energetic as we could because some of the shots weren't falling. But I think that's a lesson learned. If the shot's not falling, then you have to be more aggressive in a different area, and not just, we don't want to be known as a finesse basketball team. And when you lose a Taylor Soul and a Kiana Traylor and a Deasia Gregg, they were three of the more physical players on our team. It's going to be a work in progress. So we understand that. We have a lot of work to do, and I still think that the young kids are going to be able to help us and contribute. I just got to figure out how. And it's like an embarrassment of riches. It really is. Because we can play big, or we can play small, or we can play medium. I mean, I just got to figure out who we're going to be most comfortable with in a basketball game, and then we'll be able to form our identity.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys.
I better not see any